Live from Sunset Hills Elementary School in Rancho Penasquitos, California. We have Little League Baseball today with the Yankees 13-3 on the season, facing the second place Reds 12-4 and only a game behind. I'm George Marble. Good afternoon to you, and we'll give you the starting lineups for both ball clubs in just one moment.
Shakey's Pizza and Versatile Video present Little League Baseball. Today's game, the Reds versus the Yanks. We'll have the action for you in just a moment.
And the starting lineups for the Reds today. Batting first, Josh Shamor at third base. At short, batting second, TV Dorward. Batting third, Brett Erickson, first baseman. And the pitcher batting cleanup, Dean Armstrong. Batting fifth, number 11, Todd Stickier, the catcher. Center fielder, Mark Davis, batting number 6. Number 7, Jeremy Ham, playing second and hitting 7th. Alex Stricker, the 8th hitter, playing left field today. And batting 9th. Paul Ortiz, the right fielder, and he is wearing the number 13 on his jersey this afternoon. And for the Yankees, who are the home team today, batting the first position, Danny Muckley, the shortstop. Batting second, Brett Cowan, the first baseman. The catcher, Travis Predis, batting third. Brian Tessero, the pitcher, hitting cleanup. Richard Wang, batting fifth, the second baseman. Joey Callowell at third, hitting 6th. Kevin Beckwith, the left fielder, hitting 7th. Danny Sturkey, the center fielder today, hitting 8th, and Ryan Phillips, the right fielder, is batting 9th. Those are the starting lineups, folks, and now we're getting ready to begin the game very shortly as the people are throwing the ball around for the Yankees, getting themselves some infield practice, and it could be a worthwhile thing to do, as this is a very pivotal game for both teams. As I said a moment ago, one win by the Reds would make this game a playoff game the next time they face each other, because both teams would have an identical 13-4 record. As it stands now, the Yankees are one game in front of the second place Reds. And now the leadoff hitter for the Reds will be Josh Shamor, facing the starting pitcher for the Yankees, Brian Tessero. And now we're getting ready to begin the game here. Brian Tessero starting for the Yanks. And the first pitch of the game was...
Third pitch.
The third pitch of the game is low, and another one back low again, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Josh Shamor wearing number 10, left-hander. And a strike call on the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Shamor, the third baseman. And the next pitch. And strike 3, or was that ball 4? That was ball 4 out of the strike zone. And the first walk by the Yankee starter, Brian Tessero. And the next batter for the Reds, a little tapper to the mound. That was Brett Cowan. And a foul ball, though, going outside of the mound area and behind home plate, away from the catcher. And we'll do it again. Strike 1, the count to Brett Cowan. Brett's playing first this afternoon, and he is wearing number 1. Excuse me, the wrong ball player. I'm sorry, that was TV Dorwin, the shortstop. All right, get myself together here with the lineups. TV Dorwin batting second, and the number 2. And the pitch, a squib to first, and a fair ball, and a second, and safe. A tumble play attempt by the Yankees did not succeed, as TV Dorwin forces out to second base, and Josh Shamor will advance to second on the force out. So we have one away, and the next hitter will be Brett Erickson. Brett is the first baseman, hitting number 3 in the order. The Reds really having an outstanding year, as both teams are. Reds have won 12 out of 16 games played this year. The first pitch, low and away, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Brian Tessero again, the starting pitcher for the Yanks. And Brett Erickson up at the plate. Ball inside, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. And now Josh Shamor trying to advance, does not do so. and he is back to second. And again, trying to get the attention of the pitcher. He does not, as Tesoro throws the ball away from the batter, and now we have a ball 3 count. And a strike call right there. 3 balls and 1 strike, I believe the count. 3-1, and the pitch. Swung on and missed. And he strikes out. All right, he was behind more than I had appeared to see there, and it's a strikeout for Brian Tesoro, his first of the ball game, and he will face his next hitter. The cleanup batter for the Reds, the name of Dean Armstrong, and Dean is the starting pitcher for the Reds this afternoon, and he is the coach's son, Louis Armstrong's son. And the pitch to him, a fly ball near the first base line in the foul territory, and caught there by the Yankee first baseman, and the side is retired. 1 walk and 1 left. At the end of a half inning, the Reds nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. We're going now to the bottom of the first inning. The Yankees up for their first turn at bat, and leading off, Danny Muckley, the shortstop. Danny wearing number 5 today, and the first pitch low and inside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And the starting pitcher for the Reds is Dan Armstrong. And a ball in the strike zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankees trying to strike first here as the Reds were scoreless in the top half of the inning. And the pitch back. Low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yankees managed by Buck Sturkey have played very well this season, winning 13 games out of 16. And back with the arm in the pitch. Swung on and missed. And strike 3. Danny Armstrong's first hitter and first strikeout of the game. 1 away, and we'll bring up Brett Cowan. Brett playing first base this afternoon and is the number 1 on his jersey. He is a left-handed batter. A pitch by Armstrong. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 0-1 to Brett. As we see, look at the clear blue sky out today, we see a few flocks of birds flying by as the pitcher delivers. Swung on and missed, 0-2, and Armstrong looks like he's in command of the situation right here. No balls and 2 strikes. Danny, the coach's son of the Reds. The pitch. Swung on a half swing, and did he go around far enough? And the ump says he did, and that's a strikeout. And 2 outs quickly here for the Yankees. And the number 3 man, Travis Prentice, will be batting. Travis playing catcher today. The pitch. And a ball outside, away from the hitter. 1 ball and no strikes. I'm George Marble, bringing you all the action this afternoon. All of you at Shakey's, hello to you. Hopefully you're enjoying this ball game as it gets underway here. Ball outside, 2-0 to Travis Prentice. Armstrong falling behind his first hitter this afternoon. And the next pitch back by him. A fly ball. Armstrong says he has it, calls everybody off, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nothing across, and at the end of an inning, the Reds nothing and the Yankees nothing. We're going to the second inning. The Yankees and Reds battling it out after 1 inning, a scoreless ball game. And batting for the Reds in the top of the second, Todd Stuckier, the catcher. Really good ball game right here, and I know it's going to be a better one as it goes along. Both teams outstanding this year. Both have won over 12 ball games, and it's going to be one of those tight games, I'm sure. And I hope all of you at Shakey's are enjoying this. This is a new feature we're giving you now. We usually give you the picture and the ball game that way, but now we're giving you the audio extra portion, and I'm George Marble giving it to you here, and hope all of you are having a good time watching this game here at Shakey's. As we begin the second inning, Todd Stuckier swinging the bat there in the corner of the area where on-deck hitters go, and now he's stepping to the plate, and now we're beginning the action. Pitching for the Yankees, Brian Tesoro, and the first pitch. High and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Brian so far has walked one batter and struck out one, and that was in the first inning. We are scoreless here in the second. Pitch low and away, 2-0. Brian now getting set, and the pitch swung on and missed. Hard one in the inside corner of the plate. Tough to handle there for Todd Stickier, and the count now 1-1. The pitch. And outside, count now 2-1 to Todd Stickier, the catcher. The pitch. Low and away, he falls behind him, and now he walks. So Todd Stickier is on with a walk. The second walk given up by Brian Tessero. And he'll be facing his next hitter in Mark Davis, the center fielder. Mark wearing number 3 today, and anxious to get on base here for the Reds and try to help build the first run. A little lazy fly ball to first base side and caught there by the first baseman. Second baseman Richie Wang as he moved over towards the first base position. And that's the first out of the inning here. So Mark Davis, a quick out. And now Jeremy Ham, the second baseman, will bat. He's hitting number 7 today. No score. Top of the second. And now ground ball shortstop. Ham grounding out and a force play, and now a double play attempt. Not in time, but the Yankees almost had it there as Danny Muckley threw to Richie Wang for the force. And so Jeremy Ham forces out to second base, and now we have 2 away in this top of the second. And Alex Strickier will hit. Alex playing left field, and he is hitting 8th. His number today on the uniform is 12. And the pitch to him. Little nubber away from the mound and foul. 0-1 the count now to Alex. 2 men away for the Reds in the top of the second. No score, 0-0 thus far in this ball game. Just getting underway. Very young game. And they play 6 innings in these action. So we have a way to go before the game will end today. Hope all of you are having a good one, enjoying it. As a pitcher, Brian Tessero confers with his second baseman and first baseman about how to play the hitters and handle the ball and strategy. We have a runner on third with 2 men away. And a pitch. A strike call. 0-1. The pitch. And strike 3. So Brian Tessero gets his first strikeout of this second inning. 1 man left on base on third, and nothing across. At the end of an inning and a half, the Reds nothing, and the Yankees nothing. Going to the bottom of the second inning, the Reds and the Yankees battling. No score as of yet. As we focus on the manager of the Yankees, Buck Sturkey. Buck has done a very good job with his team. Has them hustling all the time and turning those double plays, although they had some close calls in the second inning that forced out. It was almost a double play, and that was hit by the Reds batter, Jeremy Ham. So the Yankees hustling and doing very well. In first place, 13-3, as Buck is conferring with his players on what to do in game situations in the future of this ball game. I'm George Marvel bringing it to you, and anybody interested at Shakey's of purchasing these videos from us, give us a ring at Shakey's, and we'll be happy to do it for you, give you the service of these great ball games. And I'm sure this game right here will be a saleable item in itself. 2 outstanding ball clubs battling. And now the Yankees are up in the bottom of the second, and Brian Tessero, the cleanup batter, is up. The pitch swung on and missed. Inside, a ball kind of breaking in towards the hitter as he was fooled on the pitch apparently. No balls and 1 strike. We're in the second, the Yankees batting. Strike 2, swung on and missed. Armstrong now ahead on the count, 0-2. And he has been ahead on 3 of his first 4 hitters in the inning today. Doing a very fine job so far. The pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is the 3rd strikeout by Armstrong. 1 away. And Richie Wang, the second baseman, will hit. Richie batting in the number 5 position. And the pitch by Armstrong to him. Inside, and it hits him, I believe. As he wipes out of the plate there. He is down, hopefully not seriously injured. I believe it hit him in the side of the back. Richie on the ground now. The umpire is confirming, and Buck Sturkey is going over. And Richie Wang seems okay. And an observer here, my sidekick, part-time announcer Shelly Krasner, has some ideas about what had happened there at the plate. Shelly?
Well, it looks to me like the catcher almost caught that, maybe even deflected it, but I think it hit the pitch ball, hit the batter off the catcher's glove, which still gives him a free base over to first base. So.
All right, well, he's on first now, and that is the first base runner of the game for the Yanks. And a pitch swung on and missed by Joey Callowell, the sixth hitter in the order for the Yanks. Joey playing third this afternoon. Yankees trying to get on the board here. 0-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Armstrong is throwing nothing but strikes and good breaking curveballs, and that was one of them right there. 0-2 to Joey Callowell. Armstrong setting back and delivering the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop side, glove there nicely. And the throw a little high. Is he on the bag? No, his foot came off the bag, and he is safe. So Joey Callowell gets on the error by the shortstop.
It was a good, strong throw over to first base. It just was a little high, and I think the throw beat him. But I think it just, he had to take his foot off the bag to jump up and catch it. But I think, obviously, the umpire was on his toes and called him safe.
All right, and Kevin Beckwith now hitting seventh, the left fielder up, and the pitch to him. Inside, getting away from the catcher, and the runners will move up to second and third. Throw quickly by the catcher of the Yanks, of the Reds, but not in time, and now the Yankees have two men in scoring position.
Sturkey sure does have his base runners on their toes.
Sturkey's a hustling manager. I would say even almost a Dick Williams type manager, of course, who is manager of San Diego. He's very much similar in that, an aggressive style. The pitch, swung on and missed. Swung on and tipped away, behind the plate, and a strike. No balls and one strike to Kevin Beckwith. Yankees have two men on now. Person reaching on an error. Richard Wang hit by a pitch. And now the ball back outside corner away from it. And a ball. One ball and one strike. The pitch to Kevin Beckwith. Underway here is Armstrong getting ready and delivering. Inside, getting away from the catcher again, but nobody will come in to score. Ball not getting far enough away from the catcher's glove to do anything about it.
Armstrong seems to be losing a little bit of his composure at this point. He's throwing a lot of passed balls and balls nowhere near the plate. It seems now that he's got runners in scoring position, he seems to be getting a little bit upset. What do you think, George?
Well, Armstrong had the control earlier, and that was very early in the first inning. And this inning, strike there, swung on and missed. But Armstrong, I think his poise might have gone away a little, although I did talk to him before the game, and he seemed like a very confident young fellow who believed in all the things that he had achieved. So he seems very competitive in nature, and I believe he'll come back from this. The pitch. Swung on and missed, and he is strike three. As Kevin Beckwith strikes out, and that is Armstrong's fourth strikeout of the ball game.
Here comes Sturkey's son, Danny Sturkey, center fielder.
All right, Danny Sturkey hitting eighth and batting against Armstrong. Danny, number 14. Armstrong pausing a little bit, getting his concentration going. The pitches that were passed balls by the catcher were inside, behind the batter, and I guess that fooled the catcher a little. A strike call on the outside corner of the plate. 0-1, and Armstrong now getting back to the way he was earlier and getting ahead of the batters.
Interesting style by Sturkey. You don't usually find a left-handed throwing, right-handed batting baseball player. It's rare. I don't know. What do you think, George? You see that very often?
It's not a common thing to happen. I have not seen it too often, no. And something to see here in this ball game. See what happens with it. And Sturkey now getting the pitch from Armstrong. Strike call inside black part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Danny Sturkey. And I'm sure he's as competitive as his father is. The pitch. Off the middle of the plate and away from the hitter. And we got a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Reds and Yankees, no score. The bottom of the second inning, the Yankees hitting. The pitch. Away and a wild pitch. Charged Armstrong. Runner will come home, and he will be thrown out of the plate. A good play there. And Shelley, who was that now who threw the ball to the Armstrong?
Not sure, the catcher, whoever he was.
All right, so the side is retired, nothing across. And at the end of 2 innings of play, the Reds nothing, and the Yankees nothing. We're back here, Little League Field in Rancho Pesquitos, California, at Sunset Hills Elementary School. I'm George Marble, along with Shelley Krasner, bringing you this ball game, and a really good one so far, a scoreless game, as we look at the manager of the Reds, Louis Armstrong. And he is not the famous trumpeter. He's just a good baseball manager, doing a fine job with the Reds, as the Reds are 12-4 on the year. A must-win for them if they want to have a chance to take hold of first place.
Really is an interesting game for that reason. The pressure, I think, is on the Yankees.
Absolutely, because the Yankees, if they lose, or have to play another ball game. The Reds win, they just got to play another one, but we have more momentum in that case because they had won a ball game previously.
So that's a strikeout. That guy just struck out.
As we were talking, a 3-pitch strikeout there, as Paul Ortiz, the number 9 man batting right, struck out very quickly. And now the next hitter, Josh Seymour. And Josh walked his first time up against Brian Tessero. The pitch, high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Shelley, do you think the managers will stick with their hurlers throughout the ball game today, or will they go to subs in this game?
Well, I feel as though both pitchers are still looking very strong. Armstrong seemed to get a little bit upset after he hit that batter, and if he can come back with a little bit more confidence in the 3rd inning, I think he can settle right down because he looks like he has a strong arm today.
All right, next pitch. A strike called, 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the 3rd. Reds batting here, top half. No score. And outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. As Josh Seymour, chance to walk for the 2nd time today. Swung on and missed. And a full count now to him. 3-2 to Josh Seymour. And the next pitch in. High and away, and Josh works out a 2nd walk. This many at-bats today. So Josh, the leadoff base runner for the Reds. And hitting after him will be Tivy Dorward, a shortstop, to be grounded out in a force play at 2nd, his first time up. The pitch, ground ball, 3rd base side, glove there, nicely by the 3rd baseman. Throw to 2nd.
Oh, it's loose ball.
In the outfield. And he's going to 3rd, or was that a foul ball on that
I'm
side
not sure
there?
what happened. I think
Nobody's really reacting to that
may have come
play.
off his foot. I may have fouled that off his foot.
I believe that was a foul ball, and it was, Shelley, yes.
I don't know what happened. Maybe maybe someone called timeout before the pitch was even thrown. But we're going to do it over again.
All right, we'll start in again. Count 0-1. The pitch. Strike. No balls and 2 strikes. I believe it might be 1 if that timeout did go. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice stop there by the catcher on a sort of may have been a wild
Good
pitch.
scoop out of the dirty, showing some good defense there for the Yankees. Pitch to Tivy. Strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the next pitch by Tessero. Low and away, another good stop by the catcher, saving it. 2-2. Tessero back, the pitch. Off the outside corner. 3-2. A full count to Tivy Dorward. Tivy now ready with the bat. And swinging. Ground ball, 3rd base side. Fair ball, throw to 2nd. And he is safe. A ball low in the dirt. And Tivy Dorward reaches on a force play.
3rd baseman seemed to hesitate a little bit there like he did on that other play that was off the batter's foot. He wasn't sure whether to go to 2nd with it or to 1st. If he had only hurried his throw, maybe even though the throw was low, the 2nd baseman would have had time to scoop it out and tag the bag. But he seems to be hesitating on that play.
He did seem very tentative in the action of throwing. The pitch. Swung on, back to the mound, whirling around, throwing to third, and out, and the first.
Nice play by the first baseman.
Really, a really outstanding scoop there by first baseman Brett Cowan. Yankees showing some good defense here. So Brett Erickson grounding out to the pitcher, throwing to third, forcing out a runner, and we have 2 men out. And the number 4 hitter, Dean Armstrong, will be up for the Reds.
Seems like Armstrong's jersey is from a different batch as the rest of the players.
It does look more gleaming, doesn't it? It shines bright. The pitch, high and away, and now a good play there by the catcher, getting that high pitch. Something the Reds catcher had problems with in the second inning. Pitch to Armstrong, a strike. And I talked to Dean before the game, and Dean was telling me that he had a grand slam against the Twins. And he's also saying that he has the most doubles on the ball club. So he's a very strong hitter, and it's a good reason why he is batting in the cleanup position.
I'm very impressed by this catcher for the Yankees. He's really on his toes, cat-like.
Travis Prentice. Travis doing a very good job behind the plate.
Reminds me a little bit of Thurman Munson from the Yankees.
Quite a bit. He has a take charge type attitude, as you can see there with the glove behind the plate.
And I love that.
We have a man on first base with 2 outs.
Another fine stop. Another fine stop by Travis. Travis is really on his toes.
Scooping the ball out, not having any problem with it there. And now a ball in the strike zone. And we have a, I believe, 3-1 count to Dean Armstrong. Dean flying out to first base his first time up. And now ball 4 as Dean Armstrong walks. So we have the bases loaded. Bases loaded for the Reds. Still a 0-0 ball game. We have Brett Erickson on second. And on first base we have Tivy Doran. And Dean Armstrong now on first. So the bases loaded. 2 men away. And pitching to Todd Stickier. The first pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Todd walked his first time up. So he's officially not had an official at bat in this game as his second appearance. And 2-0 now, going behind and falling away from the hitter is Brian Tesserell. The pitch inside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, you better start throwing some strikes.
No question about it. You cannot fall behind the hitters in baseball. The hitters will be sitting on the fastball. And he was there, but he did not get it. 3-1. Nice hard one there by Brian Tesserow. 2 away. Reds batting in the top of the third. Inside. And now the count will be 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Strike. And that's strike 3. That was 2 strikes earlier. So he strikes out. All right, Todd Stickier striking out against Brian Tesserow. And Tesserow, that is his 4th strikeout of the ball game. And after 2.5 innings, we have no score as the Reds and the Yankees battle it out. At Sunset Hills Elementary School Stadium and Rancho Escritos, California, we're bringing you the game between the Yankees and the Reds, and right now a scoreless ball game. Both teams have first place at stake as the Yankees have a 1-game lead, but if they should lose today, the Yankees will be forced to play a tiebreaker with the Reds, so I'm sure they want to win to clinch it today, and that's what will happen. I'm George Marvel, and I hope you're enjoying it. And anybody from Shakey's watching, I'd like to tell you that you can purchase this video from Shakey's. Just give them a call at their number, and they'll be happy to service you with this. And I'm sure all of you will want it because it really is going to end up, I'm sure, being a classic game. 2 fine teams. So if you decide to do it, just give Shakey's a call. Armstrong now warming up, throwing a few pitches around to the catcher. Infielders throwing some grounders to each other and throwing shortstop going to first, and we're getting ready set for the bottom of the third inning. Anybody wanting to tape this video, you must arrange for it and viewing in advance, because if you really try it, I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. So if you want to ask about it, talk to anybody, just call the manager and call him at the number at 693-1913, or you can go over to the restaurant and visit them and ask them about it. And they are located at 7580 Miramar Road. And now the action getting close to beginning. Umpire dusting off the plate, as we had a few close calls at the plate today. Richard Wang for the Yankees, trying to score on a wild pitch, but he was tossed out by the catcher to the pitcher covering at home, and that was the only close run that was there that would have maybe scored in this game. So we still have a scoreless game right here in the bottom of the third. Stepping up to the plate, Danny Sturkey, looking at the first pitch and seeing a ball. 1-0 the count to Danny Sturkey. Danny, the coach's son, playing center. The pitch. Low and away all the way to the backstop. Unfortunately for the Reds, fortunately for the Reds, no damage done. 2-0 now on the batter. Armstrong pitching for the Reds. He has pitched well when he had to. He was in trouble in the second inning. Had the bases loaded, but got out of it. And now a strike called. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dan Armstrong, the coach's son of the Reds, and the coach for the Reds, Louis Armstrong. The pitch. Strike. A sweeping curveball there, dipping away and down. A 2-2 count. And the pitch. Low. Full count, 3-2 to Danny Sturkey. Beautiful, windy, when you want it on this warm day, afternoon at San Diego. The pitch. Strike, or was that a walk? That was a close one. It was a strikeout, yes it was. And Armstrong fans his 5th hitter in the game. So, we have, let's see, no, he walks him. Okay, that was a walk. Strikeout. That was a strikeout, all right. My official score telling me that, and a very handy information man he is. All right, that's a strikeout, first out of the inning for the Reds. And now Armstrong will contend with Ryan Phillips. Ryan hitting number 9 today, and he's playing right. Ryan looks like a tough man to keep off the bases, as he does not have a big strike zone. Not a large person at that. The pitch by Armstrong. Strike called on the inside black of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Next pitch back by Armstrong. Strike 2. Ball dipping down, but enough to be called a strike over the plate at the knees. Armstrong throwing a very good curveball right here. And the next pitch back. Getting away from the catcher. And let's see what's happening here. As the hitter, fans on that pitch. Apparently he either tipped that ball into the mitt, although it did come out, but the catcher, I believe, had possession of the ball long enough. He called that a strikeout. So that is 2 men away, and a little pop fly behind the plate, caught by a serviceman back there, and a good play on that. Very good play by the serviceman. Should be playing baseball with the Reds today, but I guess his age does not dictate that. We'll begin again, an 0-1 count to Ryan Phillips. To Danny Muckley, excuse me. Danny struck out his first at bat. The pitch, swung on and missed. The pitch blown in the dirt, but Danny took the bait, and we have an 0-2 count to him. The pitch to Muckley. Low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes at Danny Muckley. Danny, the shortstop for the Yanks. Armstrong getting ready to deliver the ball, and he does. A little blooper pitch, changing speeds there, Danny Armstrong. But Danny Muckley was not ready to swing at that one. And now we have a 2-2 count to Muckley. The pitch. Aiming for his head, he didn't quite get it. And with 3-2. Actually, he wasn't aiming for the head, but it was a very close one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count to Muckley. Armstrong now in danger of walking his first batter of the ball game. Danny Armstrong has struck out 6 and he has walked none today. And 2 men have reached on base by a hit batsman and by an error. The pitch. Inside. Ball 4. And Armstrong's first walk of the afternoon. So the Yanks have a base runner. 2 men out. And Brett Cowan will step up. Brett, the left-handed batter, playing first this afternoon. Brett struck out his first time up. And the pitch. Slice to the left side of the diamond. In foul ground as a third baseman for the Reds retrieves it. Brett Cowan is slicing it to the left side as Josh Shamor retrieved that one. And a strike 1 count to Brad. Armstrong's pitch. Another ball similar to the one earlier. And strike 2 as he fouls it away from the third baseman on the left side of the diamond. 0-2 to count to Brett Cowan with 2 foul balls outside of third. And we'll do it again as Armstrong, the hurler for the Reds, it's ready to bat. It's ready to pitch. Brett Cowan, the pitch 4. And getting away from the catcher, going to second base. And safe is Danny Muckley. Advancing on a wild pitch by Dan Armstrong. Dan Armstrong, the starter. And the starter for the Yankees, Brian Tessero. Both pitchers in the ball game the whole time. Low and away now. And we have a 2-2 count to Brett Cowan. The pitch by Armstrong. Fouled away. Cowan's count. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Armstrong, going for his third here. The pitch. Line drive off the leg or ankle of the pitcher. He limped a little. Going to third now is Danny Muckley, and safely at first with a base hit. The first one of the game for the Yankees is Brett Cowan. So Brett's singling off the leg of the pitcher. And we have 2 base runners on for the Yanks. 2 men on, runners at the corners. And the number 3 man in the order for the Yanks, Travis Prentice, will be stepping to the plate. As we get a look at Ryan Phillips, the right fielder, conferring with the coaches on what to do in game situations. Dan Armstrong had problems with that line drive. He stuttered a little bit. Dean had a little problem, but he seems to be okay as he's trying a few warm-ups, getting himself underway with his feet to see if anything is too stiff to pitch. His body, right now he's testing out again. It seems to be all right, as he's an important cog in this Reds ball club, and I'm sure he does not want to sit down unless he absolutely has to, or it'd be totally damaging to his physique. Dean had a grand slam a couple games back against the Twins, and he's the club leader in doubles, so I'm sure the Reds don't want to lose him right here and want to keep him in the ball game if he's even 80% fit. A must game for the Reds if they want to stay on the Yankees' throats and tie them for first place. 2 away, 2 men on base at the corners, first and third, and the pitch by Armstrong as he seems all right. And a ball high and away, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Travis. Travis is 0 for 1 as he's flying out to the pitcher, his first at bat. Low and away, 2-0, and now it looks as though Armstrong looks a little tentative on the mound because of the injury. The pitch. Inside, near his chin. 3-0, and a stolen base now recorded by Brett Cowan. And now we have two men in scoring position for the Yankees as they threaten here to pull in the lead for the first time. The pitch. And a strike called. 3 balls and 1 strike. Armstrong now battling and trying to battle back and trying to slam the door in this inning. A little looping fly. First base side to the second baseman takes it with the final out. Jeremy Ham grabs the third out, and the Yankees do not score. The Yankees a walk and a hit. 2 men left at first and third. At the end of 3 innings of play, the Reds nothing and the Yankees nothing. We're going into the 4th inning with a scoreless ball game. The Yankees and the Reds. 2 fine teams playing fine baseball. Right here at Little League Field, located at Sunset Hills Elementary School in Rancho Penasquitos, California, outside of San Diego. Welcome everybody at Shakey's. I hope you're enjoying it. And anybody interested in purchasing this video and wanting to view it, you can call the manager at 693-1913, or you can ask him in person at Shakey's, located at 7580 Miramar Road in San Diego. And now we're getting set for some more action as Mark Davis, the center fielder, will lead off here in the top of the 4th for the Reds. Nobody has scored, but the Yankees and Reds have both threatened. Both have had runners on third base on more than one occasion right here. And I'm sure somebody will break through eventually. But both teams are playing very good defense when they have to, even though a few errors have resulted, but have not caused them to lose, as no runs have scored because of them. Mark Davis now getting ready, and the first pitch by Tessero is underway. And here it is, swung on and missed, strike 1. And the coach shouting encouragement for the Yankees, keeps saying, get on the move, be aware, any ground ball hit or anything happening out there, be on your toes, and I'm sure they will be, as they've played fine thus far. The pitch to Davis. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop side. Fielded there by shortstop, and he is safe. A little late on the throw. It will be scored a base hit. Danny Muckley firing it. The first baseman, Brett Cowan, but not in time. And so Mark Davis on with an infield single. Leadoff man on for the Reds, and Jeremy Hand will step in. Jeremy is 0 for 1 with a foul out to second base. Tessero on the mound has been in the game all the way for the Yanks. Jeremy playing second today for the Reds. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And now coaches are shouting for the Reds for the second baseman. I mean, the man on second, be ready for anything as he is taking a big lead now. And now racing to third, a hustling ball and a throw that is not in time, and a stolen base. So, a stolen base for Mark Davis. Mark now hustling around the bases. He was on first, he stole second, now has stolen third. I had missed that earlier steal. And now a little pop-up at the shortstop side. Third baseman handling it and calling it. And now the man on third getting off the base, but going back there in time. So Jeremy Ham flying out to third. 1 away for the Reds. And Alex Stricker will be up. Alex left fielded today. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out his first appearance. And now the umpire conferring with some people behind the dugout as we get set here as we get ready to play the game again. The pitch to Stricker. Ground ball, and it is a foul ball there. Retrieved there by the manager of the Reds, Louis Armstrong. Louis using his left hand. I guess he is a left-hander. So we'll do it again. Stricker, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch back. Swung on and tapped to the right side and foul. Retrieved over there by the first baseman, Brett Cowan. 1-2 to Alex Stricker. Tesserell back. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the 4th. Halfway through this ball game, the Reds and Yankees playing to a scoreless tie. Strike 3 called. On the outside corner, Stricker caught looking. 2 men away as the Yankees get 2 outs in this 4th inning. And Paul Ortiz will hit. Paul fanned his first time up, hitting in the number 9 position. The pitch. A ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Paul Ortiz batting now, and a little fly ball. The shortstop now and holding off and giving it away to the third baseman as the sign is retired. Well, a runner left on third base with an infield hit going and stealing second and third, and 1 left. And at the end of 3.5 innings, the Yankees and Reds scoreless. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Brian Tesserell leading off and looking at the first pitch for a strike from Dean Armstrong. Brian batting in the cleanup position, starting pitcher for the Yanks. Strike 2, outside corner. Believe it or not, both pitchers are batting cleanup today and are both feared hitters for each respective team. The pitch back from Armstrong, swung on and missed. Strike 3, Armstrong recording his 7th strikeout of the ball game.
Both pitchers are looking very strong at this time. Obviously, the score is 0-0. But this is really going to turn out to be a fine game, George.
Major League written on it all the way. The pitch over the top of his head, out of the strike zone. 1-0 to Richie Wang. Richie was the only one who really had a chance to score a run today. He rounded the bases on a wild pitch and tried to score, but he was tossed out by the catcher. As a pitcher, Tesserell covered the bag. And a very big play because nobody has scored yet in this game. Pitch back.
Both teams seem to be very serious about the importance of this game. Taking this game very seriously.
They really are, as the defense will illustrate. And now a ball a little wild out of the strike zone, and we have a 2-2 count, I believe, on Richie Wang. Richie has not had an official at bat today. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the 2nd inning. And that is how he got to third base. He got the 2nd on a ground out and 3rd on a steal, and then he went home on a wild pitch and was tossed out. Pitch back to Wang. Inside, getting away from the catcher, as the runner will move up to second base. So, Brian, I believe, Yankees player, Kevin Gates now in the ball game, Kevin Gates going to second base. Ground ball back to Armstrong, looking towards third, no, going to first, and 1 out there. So that is 2 outs in the game, this inning in the 4th, as Gates advances to third.
Defense looked a little tentative again on that infield play. Seemed like Armstrong didn't know where to throw it. He wasn't really looking at the player running from second to third, and he hesitated nevertheless, but he ended up throwing it to first, get the force out at first, get the put out.
All right, we're back now in action. And now the batter for the Yankees. The pitch. And now, third man on third, not trying to score. Ball was out of the strike zone to the Yankees hitter. And the pitch from Armstrong. Oh, And it looks as though he might be hit.
Off the helmet.
It is off the helmet, and he will take his base. That is Chris Haase in the ball game. Did not quite read who it was. It's Chris Haase. And he followed Kevin Gates in the batting order. And now manager Buck Sturkey will check out the situation.
Luckily, he got right up. That's always dangerous whenever you see someone get hit in the head. Those helmets are so effective, but sometimes you never know. Because if the helmet is pressed hard against the head and the ball hits it, it can still cause almost as much damage as not even wearing the helmet.
Major League Baseball has required all the players to have flaps over their ears on batting helmets. Earlier they had just the helmet without the flaps, and that was more of a hazard to the hitter. So they have incorporated that ever since. Remember the incident which caused the change in the rule. We are back now
Sturkey.
with Danny Sturkey up.
Interesting face-off here. We get two of the coach's sons, pitcher and hitter.
And now the pitch. And that ball was out of the strike zone. Danny Sturkey getting set to see the pitch, and he sees a strike over the middle of the plate. And let's see, he's walking towards the dugout now, just getting a few practice swings in to get ready to battle the Reds pitcher, Dean Armstrong again. Danny Sturkey sets his bat and is ready to hit the pitch. But not that one, a little high. And I'm a little behind on the count. Shelley, did you see the count by chance?
I think it's 2-0 or 2-1.
All right, 2-1 we'll say. And the pitch. Strike 3 called.
That'll do it.
Right down the pipe. Caught Danny Sturkey looking. And the side is retired. After 4 innings, the Reds nothing and the Yankees nothing. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. The Reds batting in a scoreless battle. And I would say, folks, that this is probably the most enjoyable game I've seen because of the competitive nature of both ball clubs. The Reds 12-4 on the year. The Yankees 13-3. But the Yankees must win today to clinch first. And if they do not win, they will be forced to play the Reds again, as both teams will be tied with a 13-4 record. And the pitch back to the leadoff batter of this inning, Josh Shamor. It is a ball. Josh has walked twice in the ball game and has been on base. The pitch inside, 2-0. And Tessero has walked 3 hitters, has walked 4 today, and he has struck out 5. And a strike called. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. And a base hit to left field. Playing the ball back in, the left fielder for the Yanks, Kevin Beckwith. Firing it to the second baseman. Oh, Danny Muckley covering second. And we have a runner on base. So Shamor singling to open the 5th inning. Reds trying to mount a threat to get a run at least. And now a ball to Tyree Dorward.
That was a nice, strong, solid hit to left field. That last
No question about it.
He really got a nice piece of the ball.
Tyree getting back into the batter's box, getting ready to swing at this next pitch if he may choose to do so. The pitch. Inside, almost hit him. Right at his kitchen.
It was right near the breadbasket, wasn't it, George?
Absolutely. His loaf was almost tattered there. As we have a 1-ball-1-strike count. The pitch. Strike 2 called. Outside corner.
Batter seemed a little intimidated by that last pitch.
I would say so, and I'm sure the Yankees have that intimidating nature about them, which makes them so good. Ground ball now.
Through the ball.
Base hit. Runners on first and second, and now 2 consecutive singles to left field. And the Yankees the Reds are now posing a threat.
Seems like the shortstop was more concerned with the possibility of the runner on first making an advance over to second base instead of fielding that ground ball.
Very true, and the Yankees must play a little more aggressively to win this game. You can have a tendency to be over-aggressive, but here these men are, I guess, learning still and a little tentative as the ball is in the strike zone in the outside corner. 1-1 to Brett Erickson, the first baseman.
The point I was trying to make is that that ball went through the shortstop hole.
Ground ball now, short, second base side, base hit. And now we might have the first run of the ball game. Rounding third, coming home, Josh Moore, going to third, and in there safely is Tyree Doward. And on second, after the throw was made, is Brett Erickson. So 3 consecutive base hits, and we have a 1-0 ball game. The Reds getting the first run of the game.
That ball was hit sharply right up the middle, and it actually did go past the cones, which makes it a ground rule double. Otherwise, the runner could have possibly scored. The runner who's on
So
third.
you would rule that one a double instead of a single?
Ground rule double.
All right. So a double driving in a run. We have runners on second and third. Brett Erickson on second, Tyree Doward on third, and now Dean Armstrong, the pitcher for the Reds, the cleanup hitter. Batting here, he is 0 for 1 with a fly ball out and is walked. Dean now wanting getting some RBIs. And I talked to Dean before the ball game, and Dean was telling me that he had hit a grand slam against the Twins a couple of games back.
That does put the pressure on Tessero at this time, doesn't it?
Strike called right down the pipe. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tessero, knowing that, is firing right here and throwing strikes, and another one on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dean Armstrong, the cleanup batter, facing the pitcher, Tessero. And now a drive to the second base side, base hit. A run will come home, and now possibly 2, yes. And a 3-0 ball game. 2 runs batted in, a single for Dean Armstrong. The Reds are up on the board, 3-0.
Very tentative defense by the Yankees. Really, that ball should have never gotten through into right field, and then the right fielder made the same exact mistake that the second baseman made. Took his eye off the ball.
Well, we'll keep him a base hit. It was a hard hit ball, as we are underestimating some of the talent here and some of these teams, but they are basically a very good team playing together. So 2 runs batted in by Dean Armstrong. The Reds now pull out to a 3-0 lead, and what a time to do it late in the ball game in the 5th inning. And now Todd Stickier up. Low for a ball off the middle of the plate.
Well, with all due respect, Armstrong obviously has the power to knock in the runs that are on the base paths, but on that one, it just turned out to be a little error.
So a pitch getting away from the catcher. A wild pitch by Tessero, and advancing to second is Dean Armstrong.
I would call those 2 runs that just scored unearned. I'd say it was an error on the second baseman.
Okay, and a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dean Armstrong getting 2 runs home, but apparently the second baseman did not get in front of it enough, and he had time. He did back away from it, so we will change the score to an error. 2 runs coming home. Inside, right near his wagon, and we got another ball. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And there is 1 away. So the first out recorded by the Yankees as they try to calm the Reds down a little bit here, as they have scored 3 times in this top half of the 5th. Up now at the plate, the number 6 hitter is Mark Davis. Mark playing center. Mark 1 for 2, an infield single, the 3rd, and a fly out in the 1st inning.
Good strong cut on that ball, George.
Mark wanting to drive in more right away. He doesn't want to wait, apparently, Shelley, and did not get anything but air. So 0-1 the count.
Ball was over. Might as well swing at it.
And another ball that might have been over there and swung on and missed, although it looked like it dropped down a little bit. Looked like a little bit of a curveball that Tessero was throwing.
Looked like it fell right off the table, George.
Absolutely. The little table rollers. Like putting a pencil on a table and it rolling off, the same idea. And now outside corner, away from it, and a ball. One ball, 2 strikes to Mark Davis. The pitch inside, near the knees, but inside, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 to Mark Davis. 3-0 Reds. They've scored 3 times in the top half of the 5th. The pitch underway. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Mark Davis fanning. 2 men away. 2 consecutive strikeouts by Tessero. And now he'll have to contend with Jeremy Ham.
You know, when Davis goes to the plate, he sure does get his money's worth.
Line drive to Ham. Caught there by the shortstop off a 1-hop. Then thrown right to first base. And that is the 3rd out. A good play there by the shortstop. Danny Muckley firing it to the first baseman Brett Cowan as he scooped the ball up, as it was a trap and not a catch of a line drive.
Just in case.
As the side is retired. And after 4.5 innings, the Reds have now pulled ahead of the Yankees as they get the first runs of the game. The Reds 3 and the Yankees nothing. Reds ahead in this game as they struck first in the top of the 5th inning, scoring 3 runs on a total of 3 base hits. And now are ahead 3-0 after 4.5 innings as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And we get a look here at the coach of the Reds, Louis Armstrong, putting together a fine ball club. The Reds have won 12 of 16 this year and are looking to gain first place to themselves. But if they do so, they'll have to play the Yankees again if they do win today and play them in another tight ball game. And so if the Reds do win, they'll at least be tied temporarily for first place.
Those Reds really hit the ball pretty hard last inning.
They sure do. And we're also looking here at one of the stars of the team and pitching today, starting Dean Armstrong, the coach's son, and he has done very, very well this afternoon. He has struck out a total of 8 Yankee hitters.
Well, so far, I'd have to say he may be the star of this game so far.
I would say so. Not many men have reached base on him. He has had only a total of 3 base runners the entire ball game. And now he's facing his hitter in the first Yankee here in the 5th inning, and is Ryan Phillips. Ryan looks at the first pitch inside, and it's a ball. Next pitch way out of the strike zone, all the way to the backstop as the catcher cannot handle the ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And now, and a ball in there, strike 1. Correction, that is Brett Cowan up at the plate for the Yankees. The pitch. Strike 2 called as Brett watches the ball and concentrates on trying to find something he likes to hit. The pitch to Brett. Strike 3 called. 3 consecutive strikes thrown by Armstrong, and that is the 8th strikeout of the ball game for him. Eighth strikeout as Brett Cowan is his latest victim. Correction on that hitter, that was Ryan Phillips who struck out, as Ryan has struck out twice in both of his appearances today. And now we'll have Danny Muckley leading off, the leadoff hitter, batting here against the ace right-hander of the Reds, Dean Armstrong. The pitch by Dean. Low and away, and a 2-ball, no strike count. Danny Muckley has 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up, and his second at bat, he walked. Behind the plate, the catcher making it, and an easy play for him. Little looping, little fly behind the plate. An easy play for the Reds catcher, Todd Stickier, and there is 2 out.
Nice play by the catcher. He was really on his toes, never took that mask off. Sometimes that can ruin the concentration, especially of a young catcher, is the mask. But he just kept the mask on, made the play.
Showed good concentration there, but the ball was a little trickly pop. Swung on there and ticked away from the catcher's glove. A strike by Brett Cowan, the first baseman. Brett has had a good ball game. Defensively, he's had some tough chances there at first. That pitch. Little high pitch chopped away and foul on the left side. Gloved over there by the third baseman of the Reds, Josh Shamor, as we get back into action again. On a drive to left field and away from the left field. They're going all the way to the cone line area against the wall, imaginary wall, and a stand-up double. Ground rule double by Brett Cowan, as if the ball goes back to the wall there. It's an official double. So Brett Cowan doubling to left field. And now the Yankees are posing a threat.
Looks like the left fielder took his eye off the ball.
First extra base hit given up by Armstrong today. And his pitch. Drive, and another base hit. Fielded it by the right fielder, throwing it back in, and now trying to score, and maybe doing so, and he does. Brett Cowan scoring the Yankees' first run and advancing to second. On that throw was Travis Prentice. So the Yankees' first run of the game, they get on the scoreboard, and this ball game is not over until Brian Tesserow for the Yankees. Brian has had a tough day at the plate. He has struck out twice and 2 times at bat. Fouling the first pitch against the screen and away. Strike 1.
Well, this is going to end up being an interesting game. As finally the Yankees scored. I thought they were going to be a little bit intimidated by the Reds scoring 3 in that inning and coming up with almost nothing so far in this inning, but they finally did score.
And now a ball that was out of the strike zone, swung at by Brian Tesserow. And a tough pitch to handle for the catcher to try to throw the man from second, Travis Prentice, out, so he got a third base stolen easily on that pitch. The next pitch there, away from the catcher, Travis now hustling to home, and he is gonna score, save. As the call as the ball goes out of the pitcher's glove, Armstrong's. And the Yankees now fighting back for 2 runs here in the 5th inning.
Very aggressive base running by Buck Sturkey. Very impressive, Dick Williams style.
Yankees now trailing by only 1 run, 3-2. All the teams' runs have scored here in this 5th inning. The Reds scored 3 in the top of the 5th. Now the Yankees have scored 2 and are looking for more. The pitch. Swung on and missed. And strike 3. Tesserow strikes out, but the Yankees get 2 runs on a total of 2 hits. And at the end of 5, the Reds 3 and the Yankees 2. Well, we're going to the top of the 6th inning. The Reds are up in front by 1 run, 3-2. Hope all of you are enjoying this game, and anybody interested in purchasing a video, calls at Shakey's at 693-1913, or you can ask the manager on duty there. And Shakey's is located at 7580 Miramar Road in San Diego. This ball game is coming to you from Sunset Hills Elementary School at Rancho Penasquitos, California. And the first 2 pitches by the Yankees hurler, 1 over, 1 under, and now ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike. Tesserow behind now by a pitch. I'm George Marble, bringing you all the action here with my sidekick and occasional partner, Shelly Krasner. Shelly, what do you think of this ball game so far and how it has developed?
Really starting to tighten up. It's getting very exciting. I think if the Reds don't pull ahead here, I don't know, it's really, perhaps when we go into extra innings, that'll really put some pressure on this game.
The pitch. Strike. Excuse me, that is a walk. Okay, a little high. Look close to the strike zone, but
Did look close.
It was a little bit high above the letters and ball 4. So Stricker walks. And now we'll contend with Paul Ortiz. Paul is 0 for 2. He struck out and flied out. Pitch to Ortiz. A strike. No balls and 1 strike. We're in the 6th. The Reds clinging on to a 3-2 lead, hoping to get more insurance runs in this inning, with their ace right-hander Dean Armstrong on the mound. And I believe, yes, is not Paul Ortiz. James Gonza now batting for Paul, as Paul is out of the ball game. And Gonza fouling off another pitch.
Seems a little tentative at the plate there, George. What do you think?
A little nervous. His first time up here in this tight ball game. And seeing the results on the bench. Slice foul right side and right near the school building and out of play.
He seems to take his left foot, and instead of stepping towards the pitcher, he seems to be stepping towards the third base line. I guess they call that, what, stepping in the bucket? Is that what they call that?
I guess you'd say sort of like that, kind of moving putting his foot in one groove and letting it sit there.
A little bit afraid of getting hit, I think, George.
He might be a rookie. I believe he might be a rookie in this league. Inside, and a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to James Gonza, batting for his first time today and hitting for Paul Ortiz, who was 0 for 2 in the afternoon. Strike called, and that's the third one, strike 3. James Gonza caught looking. And 1 away for the Reds. Yankees have recorded 1 out on the Reds so far. And the leadoff batter now hitting. Josh Shamor, the third baseman, and a pitch for a ball. Josh has walked twice and has singled to left. He has also scored the first Reds run this afternoon. Now a wild pitch getting by the catcher and advancing to second base will be Alex Stricker. Pardon me, I do not believe that's Alex. Number 15, it is not on the roster right here. I do not know who that is actually on base.
Maybe a free agent, George.
Could be a free agent signed by the Reds. The last few days, the trading deadline, remember, is June 15th. The pitch. A strike call. Inside corner. Josh Moore looking again. Swinging and fouling it back. 0-2 now to him.
Looks like the runner at second base might be a relative of Buddy Bell, the famous third baseman. Blonde hair.
Absolutely. The same characteristics and features. And fielding skills, maybe not quite as good, but I'm sure Buddy Bell started in Little League himself. The pitch. Strike. Excuse me, that was high again, and I misread the umpire. Apologize for that mishap, and a ball 4. And now the Reds have 2 men on base. So Josh Shamor walking for the 3rd time today, and Tivy Dorward will bat for his 4th time. Tivy is 1 for 3, singling to left field in that big 5th inning. Tivy up and hitting. Swung on, grounded back to the mound. Throwing to third, out there, and now to first, and safe. So the Yankees getting an out as Tivy Dorward grounds out to the pitcher and throws it on third base.
With some heads-up defense there by the Yankees. Looked good.
The Yankees have now recorded 2 outs in this inning and are looking for more.
How many more, George?
1 more. 2 men away and out. James Gonza getting the first out of the inning, striking out, batting for his 1st time. And then the new hitter, 15, walking. And now we have Tivy Dorward on first. And Josh Shamor on second. Ground ball up the middle, snagged there. Second baseman flipped over there to Danny Muckley to Richie Wang at second. The 3rd out of the game, of the inning. Nothing across for the Reds, no runs scored. And at the end of 5.5 innings of play, the Reds 3 and the Yankees 2. We're back now to the 6th inning. The Yankees batting here in the last of the 6th, hoping to stay alive. If the Reds do win today, they will be tied first for the Yanks, and both teams will have a 13-4 record, and then that will result in a playoff. And as we look at the dugout and see the Yankees, as the coaches are sitting there conferring with some of the players and getting them encouragement to try to come out of this game and win it. And I guess if the Yankees do come from behind, it will really show how much they deserve the first place title. Leading off for the Yankees, I believe, is Richie Wang. First pitch swung away and fouled back. Strike one.
If the Reds do hold on, we'll be going into postseason play, into
Extra innings for sure. The pitch, a strike. 0-2. Armstrong is ahead.
well, correct me if I'm wrong, George, but if the Reds win,
Strike three called on the middle part of the plate. And the Yankees hitter caught looking there. And now a new batter for the Yanks.
correct me if I'm wrong, George, but if the Reds win, wouldn't they automatically be a tie? Have to go into postseason play just to see who is the
Yes, I have mentioned that. It will be a like playoff tie, similar to the Yankees-Red Sox 78 tie. I do not want to mention that further, but it will be that one kind of a game, close battle between two fine ball clubs, and somebody has to win. Armstrong now back to the hitter. High and away to Joey Callowell. Joey Callowell up.
Well, if the results do end up like that, we'll be bringing you all the action here at Shakey's Pizza. If we go into an extra playoff game, Shakey's Pizza will be bringing you all the action.
They will, and anybody interested in purchasing these videos, please feel free to call us at 693-1913, or if you're at Shakey's enjoying our pizza, you can talk to our manager, and he will be happy to arrange something for you. And I'm sure most people would love to have this ball game. It's a really outstanding game and a real ball game to show how two good ball clubs in Little League are always going to be there. The pitch, a little fly ball loop to third base. Caught there by the Reds' third baseman. And 2 outs. Josh Shamar takes it as Joey Callowell flies out to third.
Pressure is really on now.
Pressure is definitely on for the Yankees. They must at least win the next game to win the championship. They will have to earn it, but the Reds, I believe, will have the momentum because of this game. And I'm sure it will give them a big lift in winning this ball game. Pitch now on the pitcher. High and near the helmet. Ball one. Louis Armstrong pitching to Kevin Beckwith. Beckwith swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kevin Beckwith. Kevin has struck out and walked today. Kevin wearing the lucky 13 for the Yankees. The pitch. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike, Kevin Beckwith. Armstrong 2 out, 2 strikes from a victory. The pitch. Strike 2. Right down the middle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Armstrong ready to wrap it up right here. Nodding his cap, looking in for the sign. And now the pitch. Low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 men out. Nobody on base for the Yankees. In the bottom of the 6th inning, they trail by 1, 3-2. The pitch high and ball 4. Only the second walk given up by Armstrong. He has had magnificent control this afternoon, and it really has made it easier on him in terms of watching base runners and being concerned about them, and now all he has to worry about mostly in this ball game has been the hitters. The pitch. High and away, high and inside, ball 1.
Interesting face-off here. We've got the 2 coaches' sons up against each other again. Sturkey against Armstrong.
Sturkey now cocking the bat and ready. The pitch. Low and away, ball 2. Armstrong looking to be a little tentative out there with his final out.
Sturkey as well.
Both teams, I'm sure, a little bit tight now, as this is actually a championship ball game, even though the Yankees are 1 game ahead of the Reds.
Armstrong looks like he wants to talk to his boy now and just get a few things straight. Calm him down, let him know that this ball game is just about over. All he's got to do is settle down and Get one more out, and that should do it.
Yeah, like he's saying, son, don't worry, you got one more out. That's all. You've gotten a total of 17 outs, and all you need is one more, so just relax, I guess he's telling him, and gives him a pat on the back, and he goes back in, and now Armstrong on his own on the mound and ready to pitch to Sturkey. And a strike on the inside corner. A little looping curveball, watched there by Danny Sturkey. And pitching back Armstrong. Outside. And a stolen base as the Yankees are aggressive. Yankees' aggression continues to intimidate the Reds. Kevin Beckwith steals second base, and now the Yankees have a runner in scoring position. Buck Sturkey does not want to lose this ball game.
Got a tying run on second and the winning run actually at the plate.
Strike called. The inside black of the plate. And now the pitch by Armstrong. Strike 3 called. Armstrong has struck out Sturkey for the final out of the ball game. Armstrong has had a great ball game. He has struck out a total of 12 batters. So we'll be back with the final summary totals and recap. And we will have a star of the game after the ball game. We'll let you know that in the future. Right now, the final score of the game, the Reds 3 and the Yankees 2. I'm George Marble. Good afternoon to you. What a ball game. The Reds beat the Yanks today 3-2. Reds getting 3 in the 5th, and the Yankees answering back, but the Reds holding on as the starting pitcher for the Reds pitched a fine ball game. That is Dean Armstrong, and the son of Coach Louis Armstrong for the Reds. And the Reds taking a 3-2, meaning that now they'll be playing again, the Reds and the Yankees, on Saturday at 11 o'clock, because the Yankees and Reds have both have the same record, 13-4 right now, and this will be a tie-breaking ball game, and the winner of this game coming up on Saturday will determine the first place ball club. And we have with us right here the star of the game, Dean Armstrong. Dean has had a great ball game. He struck out 12 men. He walked 2, led about, I'd say about 4 hits, and a couple of them weren't major hits, and a lot of forced outs negated any of those rallies that the Yankees may have had, and actually a key play in the first inning. Let us go now to Dean and talk with him and ask him about the outcome of this ball game. Dean, what do you think of the play in the first inning, if you can remember, when the runner for the Yankees was out at home plate? He was going to score. Nobody had a run, remember? And he was going to score.
It was pretty close, so I was kind of nervous about that when I was running up there.
You were nervous? What went through your mind? Did you guys think it was going to be scoreless through the whole game?
Well, until the 5th inning, we thought, or top of the 4th, we thought that it was going to be a real low-scoring game, or else it would be extra innings around going to the 7th inning.
You appear to have much more command of your pitching than the other pitcher, Brian Tessero. You didn't allow half as many base runners as he did. He got into trouble with the walks. You only walked 2 the whole game. Now, what was you pitching? Did you pitch any special way so your control stayed good?
Just by stepping back forward, not going to the side.
Just keeping the ball down and just keeping an eye on the plate and throwing it, where you have to throw it. Did you aim it at all, or did you just try to throw it to the hitter down the middle?
I tried to throw it. I didn't aim it.
All right, and are you looking forward to the game on Saturday?
Yeah.
Will you be the starter in that game?
It's only 6 innings a week, so I'm going to be catching on Saturday, or first base.
And you usually catch if you do not pitch during the year?
Yes, either that or first base.
All right, and again, the final score, the Reds beaten the Yankees today 3-2, and now they're tied for first. Thanks a lot, Dean, for talking with me.
Thanks.
All right, Dean, the star of the game, Dean Armstrong. Right here for Shakey's Pizza and Versatile Video, I am George Marble, wishing you a happy afternoon and evening as the final score again, one more time, the Reds 3, the Yanks 2. We'd like to thank Yankees and Versatile Video for all their help in this production here. Video today presenting the Yankees and the Reds. Reds winning at 3-2. I'm George Marble, and anybody interested in purchasing this production, let the Yankees management know at the number 693-1913, or if you're hungry, inquire the manager there, and he will let you know on what to do. Once again, the final score, the Reds 3 and the Yankees 2.